Hello and welcome back to Advanced Brain Movement. We're making some progress. Almost done. Aumtlich and rock giants. Could be it. Challenge room right off the bat. Aumtlich baiting. Okay. Oh, and I can just skip this. I don't have to do them in order. Oh dear. Mirror maze, huh? Rained Aumtlich. Follow a rain's path in exactly the same manner as we've covered previously. When moving, they have the same move preferences and quirks as a brained roach. They may move differently when unbrained, but brain movement is the same. Okay, good to know. This includes their reactions to stalwarts. Recall that if a stalwart is close enough, it becomes the monster's target, and is capable of overriding decoys. And in the case of goblins, picking the stalwart as their target causes differences in their behavior. This is the same for Aumtlich. When a stalwart is their target, they still wish to follow the brain's path to you, like other enemies. But an Aumtlich will not move if they're not facing in the direction of their target, so if a stalwart is closer, they will face them instead. In this room, you'll have to use this quirk in order to navigate the Aumtlich through the path of mirrors. Make sure it never faces a mirror by either attracting its gaze towards you or moving far enough away for it to be attracted to the stalwart. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured would be happening here. It will help to remember the following. An Aumtlich will prefer to turn clockwise if it wants to face in the opposite direction. The stalwart is the target so long as it's closer to the Aumtlich than you are. Target distance is calculated first by number of tiles. In the case of a tie, then whichever is closer via Pythagorean distance takes priority. If there's still a tie, then the Aumtlich will prefer to face the stalwart over Bipro. Finally, you can delay the Aumtlich by dancing in and out of range, forcing it to keep turning between you and the stalwart. You will find this useful when you need to catch up or overtake the Aumtlich before it closes the gates. Okay. I see. Okay, you're facing the stalwart, which is good because if you're facing me, then you're gonna hit a mirror. We don't want that. We want you facing the stalwart. So I can do this, but now, okay, we want you facing the stalwart here. Once you step here, we need to swing you around clockwise. Oh no, we need to get you like here. Or something. Well, let's just wait. Yes, that's fine. Okay, because we got you facing you're facing me. You are facing me, and then you switch around like this. Okay. Here, I think I might already be lost. Yeah. How do I deal with this? I need you 10, 13? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to buy a little bit more time here. Okay, now you're going. Yeah, no, I'm, okay. I think you're closer to the stalwart, closer to me. Wait. Is there no... I can't be closer than that? Okay, I got you to turn. But then that happens. Okay. So now I need to be what? Okay, I'm not understanding something here. I need you to, because at this point you're closer to me than you are to the stalwart. And I don't think there's anywhere in here I can go that will make it so that you aren't. And obviously I can't, because that's the other way I could do this, right? Say if I have it here facing north, going this way, it'll do it for a while, but it's not going to work. I need to be much further down here. Okay. This is the same as I've been doing. How far south do I need to be for this to work? Here? I need to gain... Is there another way I can get you through here? If I do something like this, I can get you down like that. Oh, yeah, now you're not brained. But that's... no. Okay, well, let's go here and see what happens. The fact that you're turning... Okay, so the fact that you're turning says that that's where you want to be, but... But this is where it was, right? Yeah, this is no help at all. What's my other option? One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay, so there's no way. Here, this column is the first time I can be over here while you're doing that stuff. Okay, so I need to... Let's, That gets me... Okay, that got me much further. There we go, that's what I needed to do. There we go. Here, I think they actually want to stay here, maybe? Yeah, because otherwise you're going to turn. That's fine, you'll step around the mirror. But not that one. Okay, there we go. There, I get around. Right, there's still a brain. Okay, that was kind of messy. The rock giant's brain. Like Aumtlich, rock giants obey the brain's path in exactly the same ways we've seen in previous rooms, and like Aumtlich, the way they move normally impacts how they move when brained, leading to an important difference. The rock giant takes up a 2x2 space. Instead of figuring out routes for each of the 4 tiles it takes up, it instead only uses the tile closest to you out of those it currently stands on. The tile chosen is always the one that is closest to you via a straight line, no matter whether the giant is brained or not. If you're southwest of the rock giant, then the southwest tile will be used. If you're northeast, then the northeast tile will be used. Once the controlling tile is chosen, the rock giant acts as if it's a normal 1x1 enemy occupying that tile. When it tries to move, it does make sure that the other parts of the giant can move in that direction, but the decision on how to move lies with the controlling tile. This chamber serves as an example of how the controlling tile of a rock giant is determined. Notice that only the tile closest to you is highlighted. This is the square that would make the command decisions for a rock giant in that position. Okay, so if I go up, it switches course. So, pretty much what you'd expect. Okay. This is how the throw as a target affects the controlling tile. Decoys and stalwarts that are close enough to be targets instead would change the tile in the same way. The closest valid target dictates which tile is chosen. Release the giants. Here, there are 2 rock giants that both see a brain path to you, but in this part of the chamber, the controlling tile is the one nearest to this central corridor. Remember how a brained enemy deals with both the order to wait and how brain orders an enemy that's currently on a brain visible obstacle. If the controlling tile is on such an obstacle, the brain will do whatever it can to order it off of it. Also, the brain will not order the controlling tile to move onto a brain visible obstacle. Note that so long as the controlling tile is following the brain's path properly, it doesn't matter if any of the other 3 tiles are moving over obstacles to the brain's path. Looking at the northern rock giant, the southwest tile is the controlling one at this point. When it's over the western force arrow, it wants to go northeast to follow the brain's path, but it can't, because the rest of the giant cannot move over the wall. Since it can't go northeast, the remaining choices are north and wait, since they're next closest. Any other direction will take it further away or is blocked by a brain-visible obstacle. North is blocked by the wall, so that leaves wait. An order to wait is ignored by most brained enemies, and rock giants are no exception. In this case, the rock giant acts as if unbrained and moves towards you instead. So although the rock giant sees a path, it cannot traverse it. Here, the controlling tile of the northern rock giant is now the southeast tile, but exactly the same thing happens. It wants to go northeast to follow the path, but can't. It can't go north, so waiting is the best remaining option, so it acts as if unbrained and heads southeast instead. Of course, southeast is impossible, so it goes either south or east instead, based on which is the smarter diagonal choice. In any case, so long as the controlling tiles are the ones that cannot follow the brain's path, the rock giant will be unable to reach the hot tiles. However, once we get this to be the controlling corner of the giant, it then sees a clear path that doesn't involve force arrows, and these can ignore the force arrows on the other side. Yes, heading this far north is enough to change the controlling tile of the rock giant to its northwest tile. Now it can successfully follow the brain's path until it gets to the hot tiles. This should demonstrate how important the tile controlling the rock giant's movement is. Right, and if I go off, yeah, now it's stuck. Did the scroll change? No. Have to check that, because they have been using changing scrolls in this entry. The controlling tile can change due to your movements or the rock giant's own. Right. Sometimes you may find this necessary to manipulate yourself in order to get a rock giant past obstacles. Although we've used force arrows here, which a rock giant's other tiles can cross, the concept of the controlling tile is important for other less conditional obstacles. As an example, one tile of a rock giant may be closer to one path towards you than it is to another, so the tile doing the controlling can also influence which path the rock giant takes. Once again, we will have to manipulate the controlling tile here to get the rock giant past these force arrows and onto the hot tile trap. And then it'll let me out. Yes. Okay, so this is just a matter of... This one sees an obstacle, so if I wait, nothing happens, but this one does not see an obstacle, so I can go like that. That's all that's going on here. Here, it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's very bad if we let that happen. So we're going to wait so that this tile is being controlled, and now we're okay. Now it's just a matter of doing the same thing as before. Changing minds. As we said in the previous room, the controlling tile can change how a brained rock giant navigates even a simple path. Recall brained movement preferences: north, west, east, south, wait, northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast. In the below chamber, the brain map towards you has been marked in grass and bridge tiles. Any brained enemy on a grass tile will want to move onto the next bridge tile, and any brained enemy on the bridge tile will want to move on to the next grass tile. Okay. If they cannot move onto any of the next grass or bridge tiles, then they will prefer to move within the tile group they're currently on rather than heading backwards to the last tile group. And if ordered to wait, they will usually ignore the order and act unbrained. When you let the rock giant out, you will find that it usually takes the corners slowly. The reason this happens is because only the controlling tile checks for movement, and it only checks the 9 tiles around itself. When it sees multiple ways to proceed that both bring it closer to you, it prefers to head west instead of southwest or northwest. It doesn't know that on the next turn it will be unable to follow the fastest path because the rest of its body will not be able to take the corner. Changing the controlling tile is necessary in order to get the rock giant to take the corners swiftly enough to make it to the hot tiles in time. Normally I don't like checkpoints on fuse ends, but in this case it's actually okay, because it's not like I actually have any other options as to what I'm doing. Okay, so here, yeah, it doesn't matter. Was I too slow? No, I'm doing it wrong. Right, I want the bottom one, because the bottom one's going to move diagonally. So now I want the top one. Okay, I got it. You may have noticed that once a rock giant is on an obstacle, it can continue to walk over it in any direction until it moves off of it. All 4 of the above rock giants are on top of a closed yellow door, but they can freely move either northwest or northeast over it. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I actually did not know that. In this example, the controlling tile dictates whether they can even see a path to you. When the controlling tile is the southern part of the golem, it's locked behind the yellow door. Since they can't see a path to you, the giants act unbrained. Okay, there's a stalwart that appeared there. Okay. For some reason there's a stalwart here. As mentioned in the previous room, the controlling tile of a rock giant is the one closest to its current target. The stalwart arriving on the other side of the room is closer to the... Okay, that explains it. So this is so that this isn't messing with this. Got it. The stalwart arriving on the other side of the room is closer to the eastern 2 rock giants. Their controlling tile won't change as you head north. As you continue north, you change the controlling tile of the western rock giants. At that point, they can see a brain path towards you and can finally take it. The eastern rock giants are not affected at this point. You can see that not only can the controlling tile dictate how a rock giant traverses a path, it can dictate whether it sees a path at all. Now that the stalwart is moving, he can finally get far enough north to change the controlling tile of the eastern rock giants. And once those are changed to the northern side, they'll see a path to you too and follow it, ignoring the stalwart. Okay. And again, ortho squares, so I can't do anything. This just looks weird to me. Silly stalwart, stopping on a hot tile. Finally, remember that what works at a distance can work at close quarters as well. A brained rock giant may wish to kill you by moving onto you, since it's the fastest route to you. But if it can't make the movement it wants to, then it's back to movement. Okay, we're going to be disarmed, we're going to hit this, which is going to blow this up. Yeah, that did not go as planned. think the problem is that we don't want this to go down. Yeah, I can get you to wait. Okay, I need to read this again, but I'm missing something important, I think. Finally, remember that what works at a distance can work at close quarters as well. A trained rock giant may wish to kill you by moving onto you, since that's the fastest route to you. But if it can't make the movement it wants to, then it's back to... movement. Okay. So let's just... I don't understand what it is asking me to do, but let's just go through this one step at a time. Currently, this quadrant is the controlling quadrant. It wants to move here, here. Yeah. So next turn it wants to move here. But it can't. It wants to move here, but it can't. So it prefers this movement. It's got to be something like this. Okay, this is the one that controls me. It's going to want to move here. Yeah, this is... okay. Aha. So if I step here, then you want to move here, but you can't move here. That's okay. What if I just do this? Is this the trick? You want to move here. You can't, so you're going to move here. Now, you're still controlling, you want to move here. You can't. There we go. So you would want, if you were unbrained, you would move here, but because you're brained, you were only thinking about hitting me, and this is the close, out of these spots, that's the one you prefer. Okay. How silly. Hey look, there's no path to me. When a rock giant wants to kill you, the controlling tile tries to make a move that places itself on you. If this fails, then the rock giant doesn't try other possible killing moves. It doesn't know that another tile might kill you if it moved in another direction. What movement it makes instead depends on movement preferences and what moves are available. As such, it is often possible to confuse a rock giant at close quarters by using nearby obstacles or using your sword. Or your own sword, okay. This style of manipulation requires practice, but can be very useful in a bind. Okay, now that was very cool. And that door doesn't actually lead anywhere. This went a lot more smoothly than I was expecting. This room notwithstanding. Alright, well, we are finally finished with advanced brain movement. And now for the super ultra crazy challenge room at the very end of it that's going to make me sad. Of the many dungeon denizens you are likely to face, only a few are not covered in the training rooms. Those fall into two main categories, those that have the same movement preferences as roaches and those that ignore brains entirely. As a particular example, guards are not affected by the presence of brains as they are intrinsically brained enemies. Right, I believe there is a slight exception to that, where if you're invisible and a brain sees you, then the guard will still be alerted to your presence, so I believe they do interact in that situation. But yeah, the guards have their own brain, and like the rain monster, it's not very smart. Their differences are better left to their own level. But it's worth knowing that they use brained roach preferences when making brained moves. Thank you for taking part in this exercise. Now follows a series of summary rooms to refresh the main points of this topic, followed by the exam. Good luck. So I'm not done. Okay. Oh. Nah. Okay, it's been half an hour. As much as I've been enjoying the advanced brain movement, but it's been going on for a while. I'd kind of like this to be done and to, go on and check out the next thing. Brains are complicated, so I think I'm just going to leave it. Just finished 3 rooms today, and then we'll do the review and the exam next time, and that'll take 1 or 2 more episodes, I guess. I got the briar not growing diagonally. That's anyway, yeah. Okay, so yeah. This monstrosity of a review room next time. I will see you then.